What's up, YouTube? This is our tier list for all of the Runewords in Diablo 2. Obviously, there's going to be some debate. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments on what should go up and down. I'm trying to really consider the cost, the use cases, all of that stuff, right? So, for instance, Splendor might be best in slot in a Necro Helm and whatever, things like that. But it's like, it doesn't, or a Necro Shield, but it just doesn't have enough overall use case to be like S tier or A tier, right? So let's go ahead and go through, right? S tier is really getting to the OP stuff at the top. And remember, we're going to go left to right for kind of the rough variants of within the tier. So Grief is the best runeword in the game in my opinion. An Enigma, you could put them right there. Some people would say, well, Enigma because everybody teleports, and that's fine. But Grief is just so stupidly overpowered that no other weapon is worth anything next to it. So Grief, Enigma, Spirit. I think all of these are fine. Also, you guys might not know some of these runewords. I would say just look them up. I can try to explain a little bit of them, but if I explain every single rune word, it's going to take forever. So Spirit, obviously just the best shield for so cheap. Call to Arms, everybody wants battle orders. Fortitude, just best in slot for Mercenary, great for many melee characters and physical characters, right? Infinity gives you Conviction Aura for your Merc, so just there. Insight, cheap, and gives you Meditation Aura, fantastic. Stealth, the best starting armor in the game. Every single character is recommended to use it. Goes up here. Faith is just amazing for you and or a Mercenary, right, for bow. Heart of the Oak, one of the best in slot caster weapons. Resistances, casting, blah, blah, blah. Chains of Honor is a very solid armor that isn't quite as used, I would say, as much as Fortitude and Enigma, but still one of those just like top amazing armors, fantastic for like a lightning source or something if you want to use it on that. Treachery, super cheap, and right next to Fortitude for Mercenary, you can just get an Eth Treachery, get the Fade procs. It's amazing. Ancient's Pledge, I put it in S tier because it's Ral Ort Tal, which you get from the Act 5 quest of Saving the Barbarians. And it gives you a shield with like 43 and 48 resistances to your important res. So pretty amazing. Obedience for the low cost. It's an insane stat stick that just has tons of damage on it. Great for a Merc if you can't afford any of the expensive stuff. Breath of the Dying. Best GM dueling melee weapon and or just a really solid stat stick as well. Nice, attributes, right? 30 all attributes on it. Great lifesteal, all that stuff. Exile, best in slot. Some people like a Haz, some people like, whatever. But Exile with the life tap and everything could be super, super nice. Great for smiters. And Last Wish I have at the bottom of the S tier, just because some people like to use it in place of the Grief. I still think Grief is better. But it does have life tap and a lot of really nice attributes or stats on it as well. So it's just so expensive. But if you're rich, Last Wish can be nice. Moving down to A tier, we've got Death, which I think is a solid runeword, just not quite going to be an S tier. Beast as well. You could maybe argue these once again go in the S tier or not. You get the Fanaticism Aura, which is really nice, great for like, if you're maybe a Necro running around with your summons or something, that can be really nice. Summon Druid, whatever. Lore Helm, for the cost, once again, you're getting +1 skills, you're getting lightning res, and some mana per kill and stuff. Just Ort Soul, so cheap, fantastic for that. Rhyme Shield, you get resistances, you get magic find, but you get Cannot Be Frozen for Shale Eth. This is the cheapest, easiest way to get Cannot Be Frozen in the game that you can kind of guarantee, whereas you don't have to worry about it, from any of the other pieces. Otherwise, you're waiting to maybe get a Ravenfrost or get a Spirit Shroud or get a Death's, belt or whatever it is, right? So this one you can actually pick up there. Dream, obviously the Holy Shock is just super fun. Pride, you get the Concentrate Aura. So that can be nice for a mercenary, but a little expensive. Black, a great piece of crushing blow that you can get from Nightmare Countess with some nice ED. It's got knockback, which is a little annoying, but still good. White, fantastic for a necromancer, bone necro to just pick up, shove into a wand, and just get a really nice bone spear. Really helps his damage. Ice bow can be nice for like a frost maiden, or maybe you could put on a mercenary if you wanted. But it's actually a decent bow. I'd probably move it down a little bit in this list, actually. Smoke, cheap, big res. All you need there. Leaf, cheap, best in slot early game for Assassin, Druid, and Fire Source that are running the Elementals. Just good fire skills. Oath, very strong weapon for a mercenary. A lot of people like to use it. Duress, you get the nice crushing blow, and you get the probably has some other things with it as well, open wounds and stuff. Very, very solid. This is like if you're a super cheap smiter or like trying to do Ubers and stuff, I like Duress a lot. Doom is super nice. Doom's the one that gives you all the cold, right? Like the Holy Freeze aura and stuff. Yeah. So it's kind of fun, but it's not quite as good overall, I would say. But it's kind of a nice safety weapon that has some decent damage. Sanctuary, just big resistances, so love that. Memory is pre-buff for Energy Shield. I just feel like it goes in the A tier. It's not like so impressive, but it's kind of specific, but it's very nice for what it does. Chaos for your Whirlwind Sins, once again. Honor, very cheap, very strong rune word. So once again, this is one of those solid weapons that I love to upgrade into. If you watch the Vengeance Paladin, we made an Honor. Phoenix is very expensive, but it can be best in slot in certain builds, can be very safe. You get the Redemption Aura. Delirium can be annoying with the turn into a tiny little dude. Otherwise, it's a very solid helm. Famine, I don't even remember Famine. Let's take a look at it. Oh yeah, Famine was the bow, right? Oh no. Famine was just the big damage stick. Honestly, not bad. A little expensive, but it's a big damage stick. And Kingslayer as well had some decent damage on it. I was actually surprised by Kingslayer. I thought it was a little better than I expected. Silence. God, I have to remember all these. We were like looking through them before for some of these. Yeah, for the price, yeah. Oh yeah, Silence is 75 all res, 2 all skills. Kind of missing some other things. It's kind of funky. Probably move it down in my B tier, but I still think it should be in here. Lawbringer is kind of like it's got its use cases. Overall, I'm not a huge fan of the weapon, but if you put it on, a couple of like mercenaries or something, it could be decent. Bramble, once again, just kind of not amazing, but it has its uses. You get the minus poison and stuff from that, right? So that's a lot of times you'll have, if you don't have like an Enigma or something, then 50% of poison skill damage, yeah. And then the thorns is whatever and stuff, but 50% to poison skill can be nice. Zephyr is very cheap and a nice kind of early bow. Crescent Moon, you get the static charges. Dragon, you get your Holy Fire, right? Just want to check, yeah. Your Holy Fire, so some Ordins like this one. Lionheart is actually a pretty good stats armor for the cost. Malice is pretty cheap overall. It's LF, and can be a nice, very early game rune word, but you're going to kind of push out of it. But it has open wounds, which is really nice. Silence, I need to look at again. I'm going to have to look at some of these because, once again, some of them I just don't make at all. Oh, wait, Silence is the one we just moved down. Duh. I was like, I thought we did that. Strength, very cheap, am tier, and you get some Crushing Blow, kind of one of those really early Crushing Blow sources. Stone is a nice, just big defense armor, not too expensive. Edge, purely pretty much used for gambling, I would say. Damage is okay on it. Peace, you get some Amazon skills, which is nice. Nadir is pretty garbage, but you do get Cloak of Shadow charges, which is useful. So that's not bad. Steel, another early game rune word for a melee class, gets the IAS, which can be nice for like a paladin using an aura. Prudence, I would need to look at again. Oh, yeah, it's the armor for the... yeah. Maltier is a little expensive for it, but you get some hit recovery and all res, and you get some good damage reduce and some ED on it, so I feel like it goes in the middle there. Not crazy great, but it's okay. Passion is nice because you can zeal with it. Brand is the bow. That's actually not bad. I was actually once again surprised by the damage there. Melody as well is a bow, I believe. Yeah. Shaleco Neff, 3 to bow and crossbow skills. Honestly, like if you can find a Ko rune, that's actually not bad if you're going to run like a Frost Maiden or something. You're just playing through the game. So I kind of like it. Fury isn't terrible and not bad for maybe like a Fury Barb or a Frenzy Barb or whatever. Or is that... Yeah, that's Fury, right? Let me double check. I don't want to be wrong on that. Yes. So actually some good IAS and ED and ignore target defense and stuff. Wealth, just decent for early magic find, gold find and stuff. Holy Thunder, very cheap. It is a 4 open socket that's required, but the damage on it's actually not bad. So I kind of liked Holy Thunder. Rift, pretty fun for the Rifts in. Otherwise, I don't think I make it in many other characters. King's Grace as well, pretty cheap and decent damage. Definitely something that you could upgrade to in a playthrough. Hand of Justice, you also get the Holy Fire, so maybe like Origin use. And Splendor for the shields is okay. Not amazing. Eternity was just kind of too expensive and kind of a weird combination of things. Same with Voice of Reason and Destruction. All 3 of these. Destruction actually was the best of the 3, I think, in terms of like stuff. Voice of Reason had some like funky uses. It had all the like cold damage and stuff and like chance to shoot out frozen orbs and things, but it had like no IAS and it was just weird. Destruction was so expensive for what like it's obedience basically. Like obedience could be better than destruction for 1,000 times cheaper. I mean, they're like the same idea. Harmony Bow is okay. Maybe I should move Harmony up to a low B tier. I actually think that's fair. You get the vigor and stuff, which is nice. It's not bad. Gloom is Gloom, Radiance, Principle, Rain. All of these are armors that are just kind of meh. I mean, you can just look at it like, okay, Phalum Pole for that. Just feels like a waste. And then you get into the Rain and stuff like this, which is, you know, you're using like a Mal rune for 2 to Druid skills and nothing else about it. I would maybe make it in a speed run, or if I was playing through the game and just wanted like quick plus to skills. But then it's like it's always going to get replaced eventually. So like on a summon druid, I would make it until I found a +2 skill armor later on. So yeah, and Principle, similar idea. I mean, they're just kind of like lame armors that are too expensive in those mid-tier runes to be worth anything. Enlightenment, I don't even remember. Oh, it's another one of these armors. Pole, Ral, Soul, 2 to source skills. But you get no FCR or anything like that. I mean, like I'd rather have my stealth going for that one. And then Radiance for the helm, 10 vitality, 10 energy, and some mana. I mean, I just feel like, once again, I'd rather make like a lore helm, you know. And you get very similar stuff. So, just kind of another lame one. Wrath was Pull, Lum, Burr, Mal. And again, you get no IAS, no ED, just some like damage versus demons, and another random assortment of stats. I just have no clue what the purpose is of this bow. Wind is just a pretty garbage Sir L rune word. It's got some okay damage, but overall, meh. Venom is not even close to worth anything. I think you need a Mal rune for it or something, and it just adds like some poison damage. I mean, it's pretty lame. No IS or anything. Bone armor is complete trash. Not worth the 2 runes at all. And then you've seen Wrath builds destroy chaos. I mean, you could make it work because it has the damage versus demon and damage versus undead and stuff. But like overall, it just doesn't seem worth the cost at all. You'll argue against bone. I mean, it's just. Oh wait. Hold on. No, bone is bone. There we go. 2 to necro, 30 res, and some mana for 2 runes. The proc of bone armor when struck. It's a level 10 bone armor though. So. Alright, we can move it to C tier. But Myth, I will never move Myth up. Myth is the worst armor. This is the worst rune word, I think, in the game. Chance to cast level 1 Howl and level 1 Taunt. 2 barb skills. What? I don't even care that it's cheap, like Hell Am Neff. I don't even care. It's so garbage. It's just troll. They might as well have just put stamina on it. Bow barb armor? There you go. Waste of an Am rune. I mean, yeah, it's if you need +2 to barb skills, okay. All good. Anyways, that is our list right there. I hope you enjoyed this, YouTube. Peace. Oh, yeah, and like and subscribe.